Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles. Today I wanted to share with you guys a free downloadable that you can get from my website to make your very own jack-o'-lantern puzzle. And basically what I've done is made a series of balloons that you can put together to create your own jack-o'-lantern face. And it's actually a piece of nine pieces that you put together. And the idea is that you can I'll show you guys how to put them together. There's lots of different ways that you can choose to put things together, but I'm going to show you first how to fold the other eye here, and then one way that I suggest to put it together. You could certainly use this with string and have it like hanging in a place. You can have the pieces out on a table for people to play with. A couple different ways you can kind of play with it, but there's two different choices for things. So we have like the larger eye here, and then if you flip it over, you have this kind of an eye. The nose is this way and then upside down too, and the mouth you can kind of play around with. You can choose to make it so that you have just one tooth. You can choose to make it so that you have one tooth on the left side. You can choose to make it so that you have one tooth on the right side. You can have a full basic smile or the full toothy grin here. So different fun ways you can kind of play around with it. It was just supposed to be sort of a fun little idea. And I'm gonna actually put these on like a shish kebab stick. This is like a yakitori stick in Japan. And then they kind of look like dango then, and then you just can kind of stick it in some styrofoam for a fun decoration for Halloween. So the downloadable for this includes all 9 pieces, and you can print it out and kind of play around with it and find some fun way that you can arrange it on your own. I would recommend, if you want to be able to turn the pieces, as I'll show you when we put it together, you can't have the pieces too close together because obviously it won't turn so easily, so you need to give yourself a little room for that. Let me go ahead and show you guys really quick how to make a balloon. I'm sure most of you guys know how to do that already, but I'll just show you really quick with one of the printouts here. All the pieces are about 15 by 15, depending on which kind of printer you're using, those settings and stuff. You could, find a frame that would hold it all and suspend the pieces with a piece of string in the frame if you wanted. You could use a straw, lots of different ways you can kind of connect everything. So let me show you guys here how to make a balloon with the printout. You want to start here with your color side facing down and make a big diagonal crease. I'm going to be making the preliminary creases so that I can make a water bomb base. So I'll first do my diagonal creases like so. With my color side facing up, then I'm just going to go ahead and fold both horizontally and vertically. And once that's finished, I can open it up and find the diagonal crease I made, fold it in half, and just kind of push into the center, and things will shimmy around until you get a nice little triangle. Now, you want to make sure you're looking at the side that has a QR code or the logo. You don't want to be looking at blank space or any black, whether it be the eyes, nose, or mouth. So make sure you're looking at the logo or the QR code. What we're going to do is take this bottom flap and fold it straight up to the top here to make a nice little triangle. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side too, so that you get both of those going up like a little diamond shape. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side so that you get something like this. Now I'll take these little flaps that are up here and, no, sorry. I'm thinking of something else, excuse me. That's the next step. First, what we have to do is fold the sides in. So I'm going to take this tip and fold it straight towards the center. You want to try to create a crease that's perpendicular with the center. And I can do the same thing going this way too. Flip it over and repeat those steps on the other side until you get something like this. Kind of looks like a jewel. Now we're going to take these little flaps up here. I'm going to put it inside the little pocket I just made here on the side. So if I just kind of curl this down, push it in from the top part until it gets all the way to the edge, and then you can just smooth it out until you get something like this. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here too. This is what we do to secure things so when we blow stuff up into a balloon it doesn't pop open. So I've got those two. Turn it over and do the same thing on the other side as well. and you should be able to get something like this. Now if we kind of open things up here a little bit so that we can kind of see all the 4 parts to this, flip it over and you'll notice there's a little hole right here, and I'm just going to blow a little air into that. And you should be able to poof it out like so. This tends to work a little better if you can kind of, you know, crease down the edges a little bit to make it more of a cube than a balloon, really. So I just put a little pressure on the edges as I go around here. Until you get something like this. And this one is the other eye. Like I said, it's got this eye on one side and the eye with the circle on the other. Now, I've got all the pieces that I'm going to be using for my project, and what I've chosen to do, like I said, is I'm going to be putting them on a little shish kebab stick and then sticking them in some planter styrofoam, you know, just for fun. I tried to find a good color. They were all pastels. So this is sort of like a yellowy orange color, but you could certainly coat it in, you know, black paper, put stickers all over it, put some deco on the side if you wanted, but just kind of keeping it like that for now. But what we want to do is take each of these little balloons, and I'm just going to start a hole by putting a needle in here. If you just start off with a toothpick or a stick, it's usually not going to make it quite through. You do need something pretty sharp, like a paper clip or something to start off with, or a pin. So I'm just going to go ahead and push through here to get the beginning of a hole. You don't need to go all the way through. And then I'm going to go through all of these, just starting here, for example, with the bottom. And I'm sorry, you need to start from the top because I'm going to be pushing these all the way up. So I'll put the first one here, which is the eye, and then there's this middle one here, which is just blank, and this one here. So I get one little shish kebab of my face completed. Take another little stick here, put the hole through. The bottom comes straight through. There's actually not really a hole here. It looks like one, so you don't really need to worry about sticking anything through there. I'll get this guy going here. I already poked holes on all these, that's why it's going straight through really easily. But and certainly even with the eyeballs, you could have one eyeball, you know, this way, and the other with the eyeball sticking. With a little hole, circle, or not. You could kind of choose which way you wanted to do that. But excuse me. So you get all of these together, and that's kind of how things look. And then the general idea is that if you have them together kind of like this, and you want to choose to change something, for example, you can simply just turn the piece around and reveal a different part of the puzzle. So you can kind of play around with different faces and different, you know, looks, different numbers of teeth, different eyes. You can change the nose, like I said, to be, you know, upside down instead. Not many choices, I know, but with the limit of what a jack-o'-lantern can be, there's a few different ways you could kind of play around with it. So it's meant to be just sort of a fun, unique kind of thing. Now, like I said, you can go ahead and put these on here. I'm just going to start by putting this one right in the middle so that I can kind of get an idea of where I'm at. And try to keep it straight. That's a little hard to do. There we go. And you want to try to keep it so that you've got a little room, like I said, to move the pieces around. So I'll try to get that in here. You want to try to keep things about the same height, of course, as everything. And I think it works nice if you can actually have the pieces all the way down to the bottom. That just kind of keeps it a little more stable, I think. And then I'll put the other one over here too. Put that one in a little too far since that kind of gives you an idea of how it looks. And then, like I said, you can kind of freely spin things around and, you know, change the way stuff looks to create a different smile if you want, and different eyes and different nose if you prefer. but just some fun little random things you can do with this. It's just sort of a fun project to make. So I'll have the PDF for you guys to download. There's a link in the description below. You can also visit my website by clicking on the little information circle. That's the little eye with a circle around it. They're called cards on YouTube. Click on that and there'll be a link for my website as well. So I hope you guys can have some fun with this, and I'll have some more fun projects to share with you guys in the days to come. Thanks again so much for watching. Bye.